She's clearly doing this because she's trying to prove to the mainstream media, because now they're starting to talk about this whole birth being fictitious coming from Meghan. So she's trying to put out there to the haters, look, it is me giving birth. See, I'm in the hospital dancing like a skank.
Picture this. A woman steps forward, voice trembling but resolute, claiming she carried the children the world believes belong to one of the most famous couples on Earth. This isn't fiction. This is allegedly happening right now, and the implications are absolutely earth-shattering. We're about to dive into a story so explosive, so controversial, that it could literally rewrite royal history. A mysterious woman, known only as DL, claims she's the biological mother of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Not a claim made in passing, not whispered gossip, but a full-blown allegation, with supposed evidence, legal teams, and a willingness to submit to DNA testing. The silence from Montecito is deafening. And that silence, it's speaking volumes. Let's start with what we allegedly know about DL.
She's got form for strapping on baby bumps.
There's something very wrong with that shape, in my view.
I think they split within 12 months.
According to her claims, she was recruited by an exclusive California surrogacy agency with one very specific mission: carry the Sussex children, then vanish into complete anonymity. The arrangement, as she describes it, was bulletproof. Top-tier legal contracts, airtight non-disclosure agreements, and compensation that would ensure her comfortable disappearance. She claims she was essentially placed in protective isolation during both pregnancies, monitored around the clock with zero contact to the outside world. This wasn't your typical surrogacy arrangement, apparently. This was allegedly a meticulously orchestrated operation designed to maintain absolute secrecy while providing the Sussex brand with something they desperately needed: the image of natural motherhood. According to DL's claims, she wasn't just carrying babies, she was carrying the future of the Sussex narrative. Here's where it gets absolutely wild. DL alleges she has documentation. We're talking medical records, ultrasounds, correspondence between legal teams, and timeline evidence that supposedly proves her version of events.
Developing today. It was the slut job that ricocheted around the world for all the wrong reasons. Meghan Markle believed that she would finally put to rest the ongoing, and I believe very accurate, speculation that she had been wearing a moon bump.
She's not just making wild accusations, she's allegedly prepared to back them up in court. Remember that Instagram video that broke the internet? The one where a heavily pregnant figure is dancing in a hospital room, supposedly trying to induce labor? Critics immediately zeroed in on the shape, the movement, the seemingly impossible energy level for someone allegedly 9 months pregnant. The Duchess posted the video with the caption explaining that both children were overdue, and when conventional methods failed, there was only one thing left to do. The attention was clearly to silent skeptics, once and for all. Instead, it had the opposite effect. Royal watchers, medical professionals, and internet detectives immediately began dissecting every frame. The bump's positioning, the unnatural folds during movement, the ability to perform those dance moves at full term, all became ammunition for conspiracy theorists. The video has been viewed by millions and picked up by news outlets worldwide, appearing on front pages of UK newspapers. What was meant to be a playful moment of joy became the center of an international controversy.
Given that if these children were not born by Meghan Markle's body, then they are unable to sit in the line of succession, the royal line of succession. We're talking about Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, of course. Then this video, and let's take a look at some of it, because this video has horrified so many, because Meghan quite clearly here.
Even more suspicious to critics, the timing. Some observers noted that the video was released years after the birth, coinciding with declining success of their commercial ventures. The question everyone's asking, was this damage control or desperation? Let's examine the official timeline, because allegedly, it's full of inconsistencies that have royal watchers scratching their heads. Prince Archie was born on May 6, 2019, at Portland Hospital, London, 20 miles from their residence at Frogmore Cottage. However, Prince Harry's memoir mentions they were back at Frogmore within 2 hours of birth. 2 hours after giving birth. Think about that for a moment. Here's another peculiarity. The palace announced that the media personality was in labor 7 hours after Archie's delivery. Since when do royal announcements lag behind reality? By 7 hours. Royal births are typically announced with military precision. The birth certificate itself raised eyebrows. Instead of listing Rachel Meghan Markle, the mother's name appeared as Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Legal experts called it unusual. Palace insiders called it protocol. But critics saw it as deliberate obfuscation.
Is in some type of moon bump. This is not a natural body position. That's before you even get to the fact.
Then there's the matter of royal doctors. Traditional royal births involve the Queen's physicians, hospital protocols, and established medical teams. These births, completely private arrangements with no royal medical oversight. This is where DL's story becomes either completely fabricated or absolutely terrifying for the Sussex camp. She alleges she has a treasure trove of documentation that could blow this story wide open. According to her claims, she possesses medical records from both pregnancies, including detailed monitoring reports and delivery documentation, ultrasound images with timestamps that allegedly correspond to public appearance dates, correspondence between her legal representation and the Sussex legal team, financial records showing payments from the surrogacy agency. Most explosively, she claims to have a handwritten letter from Prince Harry himself, thanking her for her service. If these documents exist and prove authentic, we're looking at the biggest royal scandal since the abdication crisis. The DNA test offer is where this becomes real. DL has reportedly agreed to submit to genetic testing to prove biological connection to both children.
Is that a real baby bump, or has she strapped it on?
It looks really weird.
She's got form for strapping on baby bumps.
This isn't someone making wild claims on social media. This is someone allegedly willing to put scientific evidence where her accusations are.
Here's what's fascinating about this entire situation: the complete and total silence from Team Sussex. In an era where celebrity PR teams respond to rumors within hours, sometimes minutes, the silence from Montecito is absolutely deafening. Despite widespread coverage and criticism, there have been no denials, no legal threats, no reassurances from either party. For a couple that has sued multiple media outlets for far lesser infractions, this radio silence is speaking volumes. Sources close to the couple allegedly report internal chaos. Palace insiders suggest Harry is pushing for a public response while his wife refuses, allegedly saying admitting it makes it real. The couple is reportedly sleeping in separate rooms as the pressure mounts. Their media strategy appears to be hoping this story dies from lack of oxygen. Instead, the silence is only fueling more speculation and giving DL's claims more credibility in the court of public opinion.
With this video of her in the hospital room, apparently getting ready to give labor to this child, Lily. Now, first of all, there's a few things I have to say about this video, okay? Looking at this video, the first thing that comes to mind is that stomach is too big.
The calculated risk of saying nothing is that it allows the narrative to be controlled entirely by their accusers. Every day they remain silent, more people begin to wonder, if these claims are completely fabricated, why aren't they suing for defamation? Let's talk about why this story matters beyond celebrity gossip. If DL's allegations prove true, we're looking at a constitutional earthquake that could reshape the monarchy itself. The line of succession is governed by centuries-old laws, emphasizing legitimacy and birthright. With surrogacy introducing complexities, these statutes never anticipated. The legal principle of mater semper certa est, the mother is always certain, could complicate any royal child's claim to legitimacy. Both Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet currently hold positions in the line of succession. If they were born via undisclosed surrogacy, particularly without crown approval, their titles and succession rights could be called into question. Palace constitutional experts are allegedly in crisis mode, quietly researching precedents and legal frameworks for a scenario nobody anticipated. The monarchy has survived wars, scandals, and abdications, but this is uncharted territory.
So what do you think as you see it? I think
there's something very wrong with that shape, in my view. I don't know. Look, I'm mesmerised, but I'm kind of sick. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm glad the Queen is no longer with us, because oh my Lord, how she would be.
The implications extend beyond just Harry and his children. If proven true, it raises questions about transparency, truthfulness, and whether the Sussex brand has been built on a foundation of carefully orchestrated deception. What started as fringe conspiracy theories has now potentially found a real person willing to go public with similar claims. The Sussex camp has tried to frame this as coordinated harassment and racism, and certainly some of the online vitriol crosses those lines. However, DL's emergence with alleged documentation elevates this beyond internet trolling into potential legal reality. Social media platforms are struggling with how to handle this story. Is it misinformation if someone is willing to submit to DNA testing? Is it harassment if legal proceedings are potentially forthcoming? This scandal isn't happening in isolation. Samantha Markle, the estranged half-sister, has allegedly been coordinating with conspiracy theorists and pushing fake pregnancy narratives online.
Those images, it's so undignified. I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but I'm finding that quite uncomfortable to
It is
watch.
uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos.
While avoiding making these claims in mainstream media interviews. Even Thomas Markle, the estranged father, has made public comments expressing surprise at alleged surrogacy decisions and questioning the need for such arrangements. The family dynamics are toxic, but they're also providing fuel for the conspiracy fire. The palace is allegedly distancing itself from any Sussex-related drama, but privately, constitutional experts are reportedly researching how to protect the monarchy from potential fallout. King Charles, dealing with his own health issues, allegedly wants this resolved quickly and quietly. Prince William and Catherine are reportedly maintaining complete silence, but palace sources suggest they're privately concerned about how this reflects on the institution as a whole. If DL moves forward with legal action, this becomes a completely different story. Surrogacy laws vary by jurisdiction, but confidentiality clauses in surrogacy contracts typically prevent disclosure of intended parents' identities. However, if DL claims she was defrauded or coerced into silence, those agreements might be challenged in court. The legal discovery process could potentially expose communications, financial records, and medical documentation that the Sussex camp definitely doesn't want public. The British legal system would be in an unprecedented position. How you handle a case that potentially affects royal succession?
I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
Way too big. It's way too big.
and sort of too low.
What happens if DNA evidence supports DL's claims? The legal ramifications could extend far beyond family court into constitutional law. American courts, where DL would likely file if this moved to litigation, have no obligation to protect royal sensibilities. If this case proceeds, expect every detail to become public record. As this story continues to develop, several scenarios emerge. Best case for the Sussexes. DL's claims fall apart under legal scrutiny, she's exposed as a fraud, and they can finally put these rumors to rest, while suing for defamation. Worst case, DNA evidence supports her claims, documentation proves authentic, and the entire Sussex narrative collapses under the weight of revealed deception. Most likely scenario, this story continues to simmer, with legal threats from both sides, selective evidence releases, and no definitive resolution for months or even years. What's undeniable is that the silence strategy isn't working. Every day without a strong denial or legal action gives DL's claims more credibility and allows the story to grow beyond their control. The reaction has included significant criticism, with some outlets calling it undignified and others questioning their claims to privacy. The carefully curated Sussex brand is facing its biggest crisis yet. This story represents more than royal gossip. It's about truth, transparency, and the price of celebrity in the social media age. Whether DL's claims prove accurate or fabricated, the damage to the Sussex reputation may already be irreversible. The monarchy has survived centuries of scandals by adapting to changing times while maintaining core traditions. This crisis tests whether those institutions can handle modern challenges, like surrogacy, social media conspiracy theories, and global celebrity culture. For now, the world watches and waits. DNA results, if they come, will either vindicate or destroy. Legal proceedings, if they happen, will expose everything. One thing is certain, the silence from Montecito isn't golden anymore. It's becoming deafening, and that silence might just be the loudest sound in this entire story. The truth, whatever it is coming, and when it arrives, it will either free the Sussexes from years of speculation or bury them under the weight of their own carefully constructed narrative. The stage is set, the players are in position. Now we wait to see if this royal drama ends in vindication or complete destruction. Either way, the monarchy will never be quite the same.